Platanogames Network here on the PS5, and we're about to see Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns versus James Harden and the Brooklyn Nets. NBA Live 19 running on PS5. Now, I had some trouble with the recording, and there's some settings I want to move around, but I didn't want to do this game over. So, I decided I'm going to do it this way. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to cut the mic off and I'm going to start the game. Overall, I had a lot of fun. It does feel a little tiny bit different, but that could be because of the new remote. But either way, this game has been holding up for years, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Peace. Enjoy.
Won by Brooklyn. Irving to Durant. Has a look. Durant with a shot that misses. Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. 4-3, and CP3 knocks it down from 3.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Brooklyn with the basketball. Irving to Harden. Irving to Jordan. Short jumper misses. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Into the front court, it's Irving. Down 3. Harden can't connect. It's no good. Here's Booker on the drive, but his shot misses.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw up the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Kyrie across the timeline. They're down 3. Dario Saric swats it. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
That no good, off the mark. To Booker. Paul. Brooklyn's got it. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line.
Get it, shoot it again.
Now Paul with the basketball. Leads 1. Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Jumper's good. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Oops, he missed the first one. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Durant. Spinning shot. Won't fall. To Booker. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
James Harden, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. Off the mark on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Phoenix with it. DeAndre Jordan sends it away. Out of bounds. Last touch by DeAndre Jordan. Paul. Oh, that's how it's done. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Booker here against Harden. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. To Irving. Kyrie Irving. 3 for 4. Good start.
Look, I get it. I've been one of the players who have had these mishaps happen to defensively. There is no worse feeling than the next day in film session watching yourself roam on the island by yourself. Somebody in this particular moment needs to tell you to get your head out of you-know-what to get back in the game.
Booker with it. Looking to make something happen. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Mikal Bridges. Nets have the basketball. It's a big finish.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Mikal Bridges.
Hey, watch this screen left.
DeAndre Jordan pins it. Out of bounds. Last touch by DeAndre Jordan. Paul. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Harden with it up top. Leads a bucket. Kyrie Irving looking good. 4 for 5.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
To Mikal Bridges. Off the assist.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. And throws it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Paul into the front court. trailing by 4. And counted at the rim.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Irving to Harden. From the painted area, won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
To Irving. Durant. Irving. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Hey, double screen.
To Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Ah, the monster stuff.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Harden into the front court. Down by 1. James Harden, 2 of 4 now. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Booker against Harden. Shot from in close, no good. To Durant. Count it.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Paul to Booker. Jared Allen knocked it away.
Oh! Some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Paul, they have to keep him in their grasp. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Harden. James Harden. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
You know, back in 2007, 2008, I got my first start as being an analyst. And I remember talking to a head coach named Herb Sendek of Arizona State. And we were speaking about this young kid that he was raving about. His name was James Harden. Herb was telling me all these different stories about how he could score from anywhere on the court and how he was one of the most dynamic playmakers he's ever seen. I don't even think Herb expected James to be the James we see today, though.
To Harden. And the rebound taken in by the Suns. Paul across the timeline. They trail by 2. Lets it fly from long range. And Chris Paul, veteran move. Well defended, still buries the 3.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing now.
Irving brings the ball up court. Harden to Irving. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Paul into the front court. They trail by 1. Beyond the arc for 3. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Referee blows the whistle. Jump ball coming. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Paul with it up top. Down a point. Fires the 3 off the iron. No good. Jared Allen tips it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nets have it. Brogdon Bender. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Crawford. Picked up by the Nets. Runner's good there.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Dinwiddie. Fires the 3. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Now the Suns going to signal for a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Changes coming from both sides right now. Suns with the basketball. Curling inside. Booker to Crawford. For 3. Jamal Crawford knocks it down with the hand in his face.
The post-shot confidence is everything. He's still running down the court, holding his extension.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. Up 5. The pass set it all up.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Paul. Aaron Baines powers it through.
And easy too. Get back on defense.
It's Brooklyn's ball. Dinwiddie in a matchup with Booker. Probing the defense to Dinwiddie. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Levert with a shot, no good.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Dinwiddie into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Here's a chance from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. That misses with 2 seconds to go. First quarter is complete. The Nets have the lead. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast, and the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Phoenix has the ball. To Booker. Surveys the floor. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Karis LeVert has got 2 shots coming. 71% for his career. First one goes down. Two for 2 on that trip. It's Phoenix ball. Sizing up the defense. Booker. Defense making the ball carrier work. DeAndre Ayton. Booker. Rebound taken in by the Nets. And a putback slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Into the front court. It's Booker. His team down 9. The drive, right to the basket. Goes reverse to lay it in.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
DeAndre Ayton. Almost unlucky bounce. Dinwiddie with the basketball. His team up by 7. DeAndre Jordan matched up with Booker. And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Durant to Dinwiddie. Down low for Harris. Sent it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. Brooklyn with the basketball. Durant to Dinwiddie. Here comes the screen. Dinwiddie guarded by Devin Booker. Takes stock of the floor. Goes to the left side. To Durant. Has a chance and scores.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Booker with it. 9-point margin.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Dinwiddie into the front court. Leads 5. Trying to cash in. Dinwiddie shot, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
To Durant. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. To Durant. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Kevin Durant, all in one motion, hits it off the catch and shoot.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2" guard. Scary.
Suns control the possession. Booker. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Into the front court, it's Booker, trailing by 10. DeAndre Ayton to Booker. Here comes the screen. Jared Allen able to recover with the block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
And count the basket inside. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Here comes the screen. Paul throws it up. No good, and no foul. Now Paul with the basketball. Down a dozen. He continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
Kyrie with the rock. And finishes strong.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Paul flushes it home.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Way to finish at the rim.
Here's Irving into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Count the bucket for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Irving with the basketball. It's a 9-point lead. A pass stolen by Phoenix.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Saric with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Dinwiddie. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. From long range, Chris Paul, veteran move, well defended, still buries the 3.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Irving into the front court, up 6. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
New blood coming in for both sides. Paul to Mikal Bridges. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. It's back to a 5-point game. Taken by the Suns. Look out, Devin Booker. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Which way do you want it, Ed? Lefty, righty? He can finish with either.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Dario Saric sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Irving. Harden. That won't go. to Mikal Bridges. 4-3. Not going down here. Into the front court, it's Irving. Up by 3. To Harden. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Irving. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Paul. Give him 2 points. High percentage. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
It's James Harden once again. To Durant.
Gotta come through, gotta come through.
Reset here. Let's see what they do. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 75% so far tonight. And he missed the free throw. To Booker. In the slam. Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game.
An effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. What I like about this team is that they continue to execute. As a coach, we used to talk about it all the time. I would hear it every single day. Execute, execute, execute. But if you can play with energy and execute, that's the formula for success.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
James Harden trying to cash in on the three-point play. At this juncture, he's shooting 60% from the line. The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. Nice pass to set things up. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Booker with it. Right now, down 7. Look out, Devin Booker. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
has got it. Irving to Harden. Probing the defense. Harden. Tough shot. He hits.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Into the front court. It's Booker. Down 8. Knocked loose. That'll get out of bounds off of Irving, so the Suns keep the possession. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Paul. To Mikal Bridges. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
That's off the side of the rim, no good. Mikal Bridges. Beyond the arc for 3. Misfires. It's no good. To Harden. Nice pass to set things up.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Crawford. Nothing going here on that drive. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Kyrie across the timeline. Lead stands at 10. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns.
Here we go.
20-footer at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first half with the Nets in front.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets. The Suns are still very much in this matchup. And even though they don't have the lead, they're doing a great job of moving the ball around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up.
Game track. Steals.
Some very aggressive defense has allowed both teams to rack up a lot of steals. Ball security will be the key in the upcoming half, especially for the weakest dribblers. You know who you are.
Player of the half.
James Harden did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Nets have the basketball. Harden to Durant. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. The shot clock expires. Shot from in close, no good.
Let's go. Pick him up. Pick him up. Double team. Here we go.
He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Harden in possession. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Fires the 3. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
My man right there.
It's in the hands of Harden. To Durant. Probing the defense. Let's see what's there. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Durant. Great defense, forcing the miss. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
And James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Harden picked up by Booker. Gets to the basket and scores.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Oh, working hard there, collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Durant across the timeline. His team up by 7. Harden. No good. That's great defense. The follow won't go either. Paul across the timeline. He'll run the offense. A pass stolen by the Nets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. The free throw good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. Paul matched up with Harden. Nice pass to set things up. And the finish, slam dunk.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Paul. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Harden in possession. His team leads it by 10. To Irving. Nice pass to get things going.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Booker. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Harden with the basketball. It's an 8-point lead. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Kevin Durant trying to cash in on the three-point play. Career 88% from the line. Missed the foul shot. To Paul. Has a chance. Paul shot off the mark. To Harden. And the rebound taken down by the Suns. And that one out of bounds off the net, so it stays with Phoenix. Paul here against Harden. Swings it. Deep left corner. Fires the 3. Hits the trifecta.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Good look that time, but off the mark. To Paul. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. To Irving. Shot from the lane won't go. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Now the Nets going to take a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go. Paul. That's how you defend.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Harden, guarded by Devin Booker. Can't connect from in close. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I mean, Ed, I get more and more impressed with guys' ability to shift their body. If that's a Euro step, a side step, however they find a way to get through traffic and finish like that, whew.
For three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
Now it's Harden, controlling the offense to Dinwiddie. Harden. And he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Paul into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. To Mikal Bridges.
There you go. Watch him. I got you here. Right here. Right here.
Paul.
Drop.
5 on the shot clock for Phoenix.
Watch him back door.
Paul hits it, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
It never would have been a foul if you didn't give him space. Your job defensively is to stay attached to him at all times. Force him to put the ball on the ground and drive and make a shot over the trees below.
Chris Paul with a chance at a 4-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Got it from the line. To Jordan. Durant. Oh, the Suns come up with the steal. And the finish at the rim.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Harden. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Oh, and a putback.
And that's what he does. I love players like this. We don't need to draw any plays for you to go out and get yours.
Oh, pass stolen by the Nets.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Tough shot, and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
And did you see that in transition? Don't 1-2 ooh-wee on him.
Ooh-wee. Oh, it's good. Knocked loose. Ball's loose. Look at him on the deck. Out of bounds. Last touch by DeAndre Jordan. Mikal Bridges. off the assist.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Nets have it. Surveys the floor. Finish that. Throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Harden with it up top. Leads just a point. A pass stolen by Phoenix. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up. Tyler Johnson at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 77% at the line. Nope. First one does not go. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. To Harden.
Watch the pick. You see it. You see it.
Here's a chance from long range. He was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
And scores. Strong take.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Right.
Harden here against Bender. Has a look. The shot no good by Harden. Got it.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. It's Suns ball. Booker. Sizing up the defense. Defense making the ball handler work. Dinwiddie with the basketball. His guys trail now by 4.
I got you.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a 3-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Jordan to Harden. Knocked loose. Taken by the Suns. It's Brooklyn's ball. To Harden.
Screen coming left. Screen coming.
Oh, the Suns come up with the steal. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Dinwiddie. Devin Booker is good.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Footer at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Suns dominating so far. It'll be Suns basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Paul. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Aaron Baines snatching it out of the air. Fourth this contest.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
To Jordan. From the painted area, won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
To Durant.
Right.
A scary sight. DeAndre Jordan with the putback slam.
That's a DJ we all know and love.
Paul. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Paul with it up top. His team up by 7. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. To Booker. Driving right to the basket. DeAndre Jordan with a piece. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Chance for Paul. Missed it. Not much more you can ask for from the defense there.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. A pass stolen by Phoenix. Paul. That's good D. Shot no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Shot from the lane won't go. To Paul. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than it was defense.
Couldn't keep it in. It's out off Aaron Baines. Time for the bench to step up. Kenny Atkinson knows it, making some moves. Aaron Baines swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Phoenix with it. Paul lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Harden into the front court. His guys down by 9. Irving buries the wide open 3. That's too easy. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Paul matched up with Harden. To Mikal Bridges. Aaron Baines powers it through.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Paul. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Picked up by the Suns. DeAndre Jordan sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Irving brings the ball up court. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Durant with the basketball up top. His guys trail by 10. Taken by the Suns. To Paul. For 3. That right there, Jay, his 8th 3 of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Kyrie with the rock. To Harden. Lets it fly from long range. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
Now Paul with the basketball. His team leads it by 10. A pass stolen by the Nets.
Pick up.
And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Oh, the Suns come up with the steal. To Paul.
Big pick right there.
Yo, switch it up.
Down to 5 on the 24 to Paul. Beyond the arc for 3. Chris Paul is going to get 3 shots here, shooting 75% so far tonight. First free throw is good. Second and 3 is good. And he hits all 3 free throws. Here's Irving into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. Seconds to shoot to Harden. Has a chance. Harden with a shot, won't go. To Paul. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Ball's tied up. We'll get a jump ball. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Harden to Irving. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Paul. Great dish to set it up. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Durant. To Harden. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Not going down for him this time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And the 2 counted at the rim for DeAndre Jordan.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Kyrie, he connects, had all the time in the world. Too easy.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Paul, Harden's on him. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. Won't go down. Paul into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Picked up by the Suns. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
8-second violation. It's going the other way. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Paul to Mikal Bridges. DeAndre Jordan pins it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands, That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
The screen sets him up for two. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion. And it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance. And in their mind, they do. But in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
That is great vision to set it up. Layup goes down. Well done. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Suns.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Harden to Irving. Harden. He engulfed him that time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Durant across the timeline. 9-point margin. Kevin Durant rejects it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Nothing going here on that drive.
Screen.
Irving. Gets a look. Can't hit. Paul across the timeline. It's a 9-point lead. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Easy path to the rim.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Here's the whistle. Intentional foul.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
Paul. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Harden guarded by Devin Booker. Short jumper won't fall. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Not that time. He misses. Footer at the buzzer. Deep two there. Won't go. It's the Suns with the victory as they take care of business at home. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Suns won this game after a close finish. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. It wasn't surprising to see this team on the losing end of this matchup. They weren't very good with their execution, and they suffered for it. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Assists.
The teams in this matchup did a great job of moving the ball and keeping the game flowing. It was the sort of action fans love to see, and I definitely enjoyed it myself. The unselfish play made for a great game.
player of the game.
Chris Paul read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.